Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Yankees off the road. They are back in the Bronx on a beautiful Friday evening, and it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the first game of a 4-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. What a road trip for the Yankees. They were 7-2, 3 cities. They won all 3 of those series, and they enjoyed a day off yesterday. They get back to it tonight. The 4-game set begins tonight against the Orioles. We'll take a look at the pitching matchup in this one. The Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Cade Povich gets the start for Baltimore, and for the Yankees, it's Will Warren. You see the numbers. They're all impressive. Not much negative to say about Will Warren.
No, not at all. His control is even better this year. He's filling up the strike zone. It seems to be a common denominator for these Yankees pitchers so far, especially the starting rotation. And Will Warren pitches off his fastball. He's old school in that regard, and it's so deceptive. He throws so many fastballs that are late or right on by hitters. That is his secret sauce, along with a good sweeper to go with it.
Last 2 starts have been pretty special. So against Kansas City, 7 innings, he struck out 11, didn't walk a batter. And against the Astros, 6 innings, he struck out 6, and he walked 1. Now, an Oriole team that's not exactly clicking offensively, but there are a couple of guys that you have to worry about that have played well so far. A couple of first-round draft picks the Orioles have, and that's Adley Rutschman and first Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, Gunnar Henderson is healthy again this year, and certainly he has as much talent as anybody playing shortstop in the game today. And when you look at him, when he starts driving the ball, he's got the potential to be a 30-home run guy and a Gold Glover at short. So as he goes, the Orioles go. But also, if you factor in the catcher that was the #1 draft pick, Adley Rutschman, he's healthy again. And coming back, he's starting to swing the bat with authority and with power like they thought he was going to do when they made him the #1 draft pick overall. A switch hitting catcher, excellent defensively, and now back swinging the bat with power again.
And if you look at their numbers, it does impress you. Gunnar Henderson has 9 home runs. That's good for 6th in the league. Adley Rutschman, since coming back from the IL, 440, 4 home runs, and 14 runs batted in. 14 ribbies in 6 games. So those are the Orioles' first-round draft picks. Yankees' first-round draft pick, Anthony Volpe, still down on a rehab assignment. What's the ultimate plan? Meredith Marakovitz asked Aaron Boone that question, and the answer is coming up next.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Yes on a picture-perfect Friday night in the Bronx as the Yankees welcome the Orioles for the first of a 4-game series. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. There was some thought that possibly Anthony Volpe could be activated tonight, but that is not the case. Jose Caballero is in there at shortstop. Anthony Volpe is with the AA Patriots in that lineup. Aaron Boone saying earlier that they're going to give him 3 more games to get some more at-bats. I asked him why they opted to make that decision earlier today.
I want it to be a situation where, you know, we're giving Anthony every chance to come in and be successful, but also, you know, taking note of what's going on with our club as well, and you know, feel like Anthony's in a pretty good spot and had a good rehab here, you know, especially over the last couple of months, but now getting into games, and we just want him to, you know, because we feel like he's going to be a big part of this team. We just want when that time comes to give him the best opportunity to be successful.
And Boone went on to say Caballero's success up here certainly played into the decision. Over the last 18 games, he's hitting .338 with 3 homers and 10 RBIs. The Yankees will reconvene after Sunday's game and make a decision on Volpe. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Will Warren gets the ball. First pitch next on Yes.
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Bet the Kentucky Derby and your favorite sports all in the same place. By Live on NY Life, pass it on. By Tunnel to Towers, donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. And by Hyundai, test drive a new Hyundai today, only at your local Hyundai dealer. Beautiful view of the ballpark. People still filing in. We have our Yes helicopter. We'll get you every look you want at this place that opened in 2009. Crowd still filing in as the Yankees get set to start another homestand. It'll be 4 games against the Orioles and 3 against the Texas Rangers before they hit the road again. But the road has been very kind to them, David. 7-2 on a 9-game trip. You sign up for that every time.
Yeah, when you look at the schedule in April, starting out on the West Coast and then a swing through Texas, well, the Yankees are in great shape having that part of the schedule out of the way.
You see the Yankees take the field, so they'll start this series against the American League East Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles come in at 15-16, while the Yankees are 20-11. So Will Warren has pitched so well in the last 2 starts. He's going to try to make it 3 outstanding starts in a row as he prepares to meet the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles lineup this is the way it rolls down. Gunnar Henderson at shortstop will lead off. Taylor Ward at left. Adley Rutschman, the DH, will hit third. Pete Alonso at first base cleans up. Samuel Basayo will catch at bat 5th. Batting 6th, playing right field, Dylan Beavers. Leody Taveras in center field will hit 7th. Batting 8th, playing third base, Kobe Mayo. And Blaze Alexander is at second base, and he will bat 9th.
And towing the slab and the boogie down is Will Warren. You can see this will be his 7th start on the year. The numbers are great across the board. And let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan pitcher scouting report. And really, he's a fastball pitcher. It's a 4-seamer and a 2-seamer, but that's what he pitches off of. It's a little bit of old school. Really, that's the theme of the Yankees pitching staff so far, the 37-7. That's strikeouts to walks. He's only walked 7 guys so far. And between him and Cam Schlittler, that is the secret sauce. And for me, it's always the changeup watch. He's got a good one. Let's see if he uses it more, especially against some of these left-handed hitters if he needs it.
Take a look at the defense. Brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers, Bellinger, Grisham, and Judge. Left to right in the outfield, Rosario, Caballero, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. That's third to first. Austin Wells behind the plate. Ben Rice will be the DH tonight. And we've talked about Will Warren on the mound. So Gunnar Henderson will start it off. Overall numbers not great, but the home runs and the RBIs, they'll take that all the time. Pretty good OPS as well. So Henderson is ready. Warren is ready. Now let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch up and away, and we're underway. Malachi Moore is the home plate umpire. Lance Barrett at first. Alfonso Marquez at second. And Mike Estabrook is over at third. One and one. Missed outside. 22 games at Yankee Stadium. Henderson with 4 home runs, 17 runs scored. Fouled away. 2-2. Orioles not clicking offensively yet. They're 13th though in runs per game at 4.68, 18th in average, 16th on base percentage, 10th in slugging, and 37 home runs for the O's as Henderson strikes out to start it off. Let's check out what Malachi Moore is about. The umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. He's considered neutral. He's had 27 pitches challenged, 13 overturned, more high strikes on righty batters, fewer low strikes on lefty batters. He's in his 7th big league season. There's Taylor Ward. Good start to his season. He has a .438 on base percentage as well.
Really got a good eye. Hard to get him to chase out of his zone.
Has 13 doubles, that leads Major League Baseball. Last 7 games, 8 hits and 19 at bats. 2-1 on Ward. And a strike. Now, David mentioned this during the open. He pounds the strike zone. He believes in his stuff. He works off the fastball. He's been very effective. This is a guy who learned at the big league level last year. He's probably ahead of schedule out of necessity. And he's taken that next step. Driven out deep to right field. Judge on the track at the wall. And he makes the play. Takes an extra base hit away from Ward. He used all 6'7" to get that one.
It's nice to have a 6'7" right fielder here in this stadium. He had to get back there in a hurry. No time to find the wall. You just got to find the ball first and then the wall. It's another example of what a good athlete he is.
Imagine that, though. He was teammates in 2013 in Fresno State, and that's what he did to him. His old buddy, Taylor Ward. Strike on Rushman. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Yankees playing the pull. Caballero shades up the middle. Rosario way off the line at third. Two and two. There's Pete Alonso making his return to New York, just on different side of the river. Two count. Strike three. Rushman down looking. Strong first inning for Will Warren. 3 up, 3 down. And the New York Yankees coming to bat. Bottom of the first inning after a 1-2-3 inning for Will Warren and the Yankees. Let's take a look at the Yankee batting order. Paul Goldschmidt will lead off, followed by Ben Rice to DH, Aaron Judge and Wright. Middle of the order, Bellinger, Rosario, and Chisholm. And the bottom third of the order, the shortstop Jose Caballero. Austin Wells will catch. And playing center field and batting ninth, it's Trent Grisham.
That lineup will face this lefty, Cade Povich. Just be his third start on the year. Pretty good numbers across the board. 3 to 7 walks to strikeouts, and let's tell you a little bit more in our Nissan pitcher scouting report for Cade Povich, and more about deception. He's a deceptive lefty. He's not a power guy, although he does get some good ride on that fastball up. A typical 4-pitch mix, fastball, curve, slider, and a change. And third time through the order tax. Yes, the opposing hitters are hitting over 300 batting average against him when that lineup turns over the third time.
So Paul Goldschmidt leads off, playing first base today against the left-hander. And a strike. Now you look at the 179 batting average. Okay, he hasn't gotten off to a great start, but his OPS is 732. Grounded, second base. Nice hop there for Blaze Alexander. 1 down. The defense for the Orioles brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Ward, Taveras, and Beavers in the outfield left to right. Mayo, Henderson, Alexander, and Alonso. Masayo behind the plate. Now we'll take a look at Alonso, our partial defensive player profile. He's never been thought of as a great defender, but this year, 4 defensive runs saved. So go figure. Ben Rice couldn't hold up. Kind of a wave through the strike zone, 0-1. I don't know who he's looking back at. And they're looking to see if they're going to challenge. Maybe they'll catcher's interference, but they will not challenge. 1-1. Trevor Rogers supposed to start this game. He has the flu, so Povich called up from AAA. 26 years old, third big league season. 1-2. First two seasons, the ERA not that good, 5.20. Rice was 4 for 12 against the Texas Rangers. Served into left field, coming on Ward. And he made the play on the slide and avoided getting hit by the two infielders.
Well, I thought this had a chance to dunk right in there, but Ward just keeps on coming, and he takes the low road, and the other two guys take the high road. Split the seam. Could have been ugly, but well done.
There's Aaron Judge. Fouled away. You see Judge make a catch like he made in the outfield. You think, I wonder how he was in basketball. Senior year in Linden, California, 18.2 points per game, 56% from the field, and 11.6 rebounds per game. So pretty good. And by the way, he wore number 23. That was at Linden High School. The 1-2. 2-2.
Definitely see Aaron Judge as a three-sport star. Like a heck of a tight end in football. Heck of a forward center in basketball. Yankee fans are happy he's playing right field.
Three and two. Always seems to be 3 and 2. Here's the payoff. About that. I got a piece of Messiah.
Right down the middle and fouled straight back.
Fortunately, he didn't get hit flush. Well, you can see it rattled him a bit. I'll wake you up. And Judge works a walk. Orioles always have to be careful with Judge. You look at his numbers, they're just amazing. He's played against the Orioles, and he has 51 home runs in 120 games. And if you want to prorate that out, that would give him 69 in a 162 game season. Look at those.
Those are a ridiculous number.
One and one on Bellinger. Last 8 games, Cody's struggling a bit, 4 for 29. That's not a struggle. Ripped it to right all the way to the wall. Judge is being waved home. The throw is not in time. And Bellinger goes to third on the throw, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, Bellinger just all over this pitch, right in the heart of the plate. A four-seam fastball, drills it, and that's all it took. That little bobble in the corner is going to allow Aaron Judge to score. And once again, Luis Rojas at third base with a great read right here. He sees the bobble and he gives it to him early enough so Aaron Judge could make a quick turn and head home. Nice job there by third base coach Luis Rojas.
And a strike to Rosario. And you're right, David, just that little bobble in right field. That's why Rojas sent him, and that's what they needed because it was really close at home plate. So it's an RBI double for Bellinger. He goes to third on the throw. Tipped into the glove of Basayo, and that will do it. But all with 2 outs, a walk to Judge, a double to Bellinger. There could have been more if not for this fine play by Ward. Play FanDuel's Daily Dingle for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Rosario, plus 900. Caballero, plus 950. Look at the greatest city in the world as the Yankees lead 1-0. Top of the second inning, Pete Alonso. Not much of a reaction from the Yankee crowd. The New York press all over him in the Oriole clubhouse before the game, and he didn't bite. He would not knock the Mets at all. Doesn't wish them ill will, and doesn't seem to be reveling in the fact that they're struggling. He's struggling as well, but he would not take the bait. Five-year, $155 million deal with Baltimore. High fly ball, right field, Judge back, turning, looking, see ya, the other way into the second deck, and the game is tied at 1.
Well, that is the type of power that Alonso possesses. He can go the other way. In the second deck as well.
And the pitch of Basayo is a strike. Since 2019, only Aaron Judge and Kyle Schwarber have more home runs than Alonso's 269 now after that one. That was his 5th home run of the year. Basayo's heated up last 7 games, 11 hits and 25 at-bats. And down goes Basayo. 3rd strikeout for Warren.
You can see the 2-seam fastball grip, and it runs up and out over the plate, and the polar bear can do this with the best of them. A right-handed batter going the other way, and well, that's like a left-handed pull hitter there in the second deck. Launch angle confirmed.
Dylan Beavers takes a strike. 1-2.
It's a good-looking curveball there from Will Warren. It's a good pitch against lefties, I think. Gets a lot of break on a sweeper, a lot of horizontal movement. Some good depth there on a curveball.
Swing, and did he foul tip it? Nope. He swings over the top. Fourth strikeout for Warren.
And third one with a changeup against a left-handed batter. You can see the grip, the two-seam orientation, the seams. Excellent movement down and away. That's a great finish pitch for a left-handed batter coming right into your living room. Disappearing changeup. Got a good one so far tonight.
Here's Leody Taveras. Kick save and a beauty by Warren. Fires to first. Got him for the final out. Little hockey move there by Warren. Boom. Pick it up. Get him out. Game tied 1-1.
Welcome back. It was a scary moment for Jason Dominguez in the series finale against the Rangers. He was hit in the elbow by a Nathan Eovaldi cutter, eventually having to leave the game. He had an x-ray in Texas, and that came back inconclusive. Yesterday, he had a CT scan. That came back clean. I spoke with Dominguez just before first pitch, and he told me he went through his whole pregame routine. He felt fine, and he is a player for the Yankees tonight. So, Michael, they avoided an injury with Jason Dominguez. He was smiling ear to ear, happy that he is going to be an option, and Aaron Boone said he expects him to be back out there tomorrow.
Thank you, Meredith. And I believe they were really holding their breath because it didn't look good when it happened, and the fact that the x-ray was inconclusive, you start to let your mind wander. So it came back clean and all good. 0-2. Chisholm hit the ball well in Texas, but not much to show for it. He was 1 for 12, and one of his final bats, he was so angry, drove a ball to the wall, he just fired his helmet into the dugout because he was hitting in bad luck in Arlington. One and two. Caballero on deck. Swing and a miss. Chisholm down on strikes.
We talked about Povich being a four-pitch pitcher. Here's the slider. See, right out of the hand. Slider spin. Gets a chase.
Driven deep to left field. That ball is gone. A home run. A deep one by Caballero. And the Yankees lead 2-1. Oh, did he crush that? Fourth home run for Caballero. Here's Wells. And Caballero likes this job.
Yes, he does. And first pitch fastball. That's what they call cheating. You look early, you start your swing early, you get a fastball there, and you launch it.
Really, the only question was fair or foul because it certainly had the distance. Caballero's extraordinary play, both in the field and something like this, it makes a Volpe decision very, very difficult. The Yankees love Volpe. They do. Their love has not waned on that end. But it's hard to take this guy out when he's playing the way he is.
On both sides of the ball.
Yeah. And Wells got hit. Wow. Rolled all the way up the third baseline. Povich fields and fires to first in case it hit the bat. Athletic trainer Tim Lentich is out. Take a look. Now the umpires, I believe, are going to take a look. Did it hit the knob of the bat, or did it hit the side of the hand? It certainly carried him down a long way. But you can see, I don't think he's acting there. He definitely got part of his hand.
One of those plays. Yeah. What do you do now if this is overturned? Because Povich ran over and fielded the ball almost in fair territory. Third base umpire didn't make a call, fair or foul. Is this just going to be a foul ball if it's overturned?
He tried to grab it before it went foul, but I'm sure they'll have to look at that too. I believe it was foul when he picked it up. So the play under review. Well, he's not taking first base, so maybe he thinks that it was a foul ball. This is a look from upstairs. And I don't know, did Povich grab it before it kicked?
It was close. He tried to get to it right on the foul line.
Didn't we have a play like this on the road trip? Somebody's hand got hit, and they said that it was a check swing that he went around. It was Caballero on the check swing, yeah. It was either hit by pitch then or a strikeout. But this ball, was it fair? Is it an out? Does he still stay up at the plate? Well, here's the answer. So the call is, they say, overturned. It was hard to hear him. I don't know if he had the mic on properly.
Well, Povich is talking to the umpire right now saying, wait a minute, I got that ball. I went over and got it. Was it fair or foul? Obviously, they're ruling it a foul ball.
Pretty painful foul ball for Wells.
Good job by Povich. Go get it and try to keep it fair, just in case.
Two. 3-2. And he waved at that one, so a frustrating at bat for Austin Wells.
Just could not lay up on the slider. He knows it.
Number 9 hitter, Trent Grisham. 1 for 12 against the Rangers. Pitch inside. Under the hood, the numbers are not bad, but on the scoreboard, they're not great. But don't laugh at that or sneer at that, because that's what they look at too before they make changes.
Every front office in the big leagues looks at these sorts of numbers, especially the BABIP up top. That's the baseball god stat right there, the random variance.
And that stands for baseball, balls, batting average is balls put in play.
Yes. When you do put it in play, is it finding holes? Are you unlucky?
And the hard hit rate is better than it was last year when he had 34 home runs.
Those numbers tend to normalize over a larger sample size, so you can expect his average to go up.
Driven into right field. And that ball is off the wall. Beavers plays. Fires to second, and it gets past Henderson, so a double for Grisham.
Those line drives out the wall look pretty good. If you're wondering about batting average on balls in play, just bang one. On the super shot, point of contact. Right out in front. A little more lift, and that's out of here.
Here's Goldschmidt. 1-0. Two and 0. Grisham leads off second. Throw to second, knocked down by Alexander. And there's a walk to Goldschmidt, passing the baton to Rice.
Yeah, Povich wanted no part of Goldschmidt there. Still pitching him with a lot of respect, especially with Ben Rice on deck, but he's going to go for the platoon advantage.
Pitching coach Drew French comes out talking to Povich. They break up the conference on the mound. Rice bloop one to left field. Nice play by Ward in the first inning. One and 0. Center field seats. It's a 3-run home run for Rice, who just keeps doing it. And David, the way they pitched to Goldschmidt, they chose to pitch to Rice.
I agree. This at-bat shows you the progress that Ben Rice has made against left-handed pitching.
Here's Judge.
First pitch slider he took. This one was hung, and he drilled.
Right center field. That's going to dunk in as Beavers kind of spun his wheels as he's trying to come in. So a single for Judge.
You take the bad sliders and you launch the hangers. And look at how out in front he is on that hanging slider.
One and 0 on Bellinger. RBI double in the first inning.
Number 11. You know, I brought this stat up on the road, and it keeps going up. But Judge and Rice collectively have more home runs themselves than 4 or 5 other teams entirely. The two-man wrecking crew.
Hit shortly, a base hit. Cutting over his Beavers. He'll get it on the warning track before it gets to the wall. Judge goes to third. Another double for Bellinger.
Nothing but square business for Bellinger tonight. Both at-bats drilled for doubles. And on the super shot. Super shot meets sweet spot.
Rosario fouls it back. Ninth Yankee to come to the plate. Cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. So last year, he had 6 home runs all year. This year, he has 4. Last year he played in 62 games. This year he's played in 20. And that's strike 3. Rosario looks like he wanted the challenge, decided not to. But the Yankees go to the long ball. First up, Caballero. This one's high and far and gone. That Rice, a little bit different. A bullet into the seats and right. They both count. 5-1 Yanks. Now it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's pictures of Gabby, Julia, and Layla, who always love a girls' night out at the stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention the essence pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Mayo takes a strike from Warren. Yankees just gave Warren a 4-run lead. It's 5-1 as we go to the third. One and two. strikeout for Warren.
Big sweeper from Will Warren. Coming right in your living room. That thing just keeps breaking. 19 inches of horizontal break from right there to right there. That's 19 inches. And a swing and a miss.
A strike to Blaze Alexander. Orioles have some infielders out. Jackson Holiday, hamate bone, and keeps having setbacks. Ryan Mountcastle, broken bone in his left foot, going to be out at least 2 months. A lot of their pitchers have gone down as well. Gunnar Henderson on deck.
Some trouble with Jackson Holiday too, and his hamate bone and setbacks in his rehab.
Well, tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of New York Yankees. These are all the people that are out. Their closer, Felix Bautista. They hope to get him back maybe in August or September. Zach Eflin, a lot was expected of him. Ryan Helsley today, their closer, goes on the IL with right elbow inflammation. It has not been good for the O's. It's hard to absorb those kind of losses. And the fact that they're, one game under 500 actually speaks well. Two and two. And the count 3-2 on the 9th hitter in the lineup.
Yeah, Warren gets so much movement on his pitches from the sweeper to the sinker. That ball just dove down and in. Good take by Alexander.
Served into right center field. It's a base hit. Cutting over Grisham. And a nice play by him as he holds Alexander to a single.
A good at bat by Blaze Alexander. Laid off some tough ones. Bought himself a four-seamer and fought it off.
Back to the top of the order, and Gunnar Henderson. Can they turn two? There's one. Not in time. But they get the lead runner. Two away, bringing up Ward. In the first inning, Ward robbed of an extra base hit. Leaping catch by Judge against the wall in right field. One and oh. One. Just clipped the outside corner. 1-2 on Ward. And the pitch. Ward, 32 years old, 9th big league season. First round pick by the Angels in 2015, 26th overall. Leads the majors with 13 doubles, tied with Ernie Clement, Matt Olson. And coming into the game, .438 on base percentage. Came in a November trade for Grayson Rodriguez. With the Angels last year, Ward had 36 home runs and 103 ribbies, despite a .228 batting average. Swing and a miss, another strikeout. 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Yankees lead by 4. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by ShopRite. We are here. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by the New York Lottery. This could be your lucky play. Well, if you couldn't choose between them, Nick's just got Earl Monroe, made it easy. And they're the 2 Iron Men. Bottom of the third, Yankees lead 5-1. Jazz will start it off. 1-0.
A little wake-up call, 2-seamer, arm side run. You could see it chasing him in. Good job of getting out of the way.
1-1. So Suarez is warming up. That breaking ball drops over the inside corner for a strike. Chisholm struck out in the second inning. And Povich has 4 strikeouts. Despite giving up the 4 runs in the second, all 3 outs were via the strikeout. Not a comforting feeling for Jazz.
Twice in one at bat. You can see it just gets away from him.
Three-two. Slow roller, going to be a tough play. Povich fields, fires. Just got him. Jazz said he's safe. He's pointing to the dugout to look at it. So before we write it down, we'll wait a bit, and they're going to challenge.
Another look. And yes, Jazz is a better umpire at first than he is at home plate. That's for sure.
New York is challenging the outside first base.
Well, this shouldn't take that long.
Foot's on the bag. Ball's not in the glove.
Crowd cheering because they see it on the big board in center field.
After reviewing the call is overturned, the runner is safe, and New York will retain their challenge.
So Jazz reaches on the infield single.
You can see Jazz running inside the line. This is one case where the bigger bags help. You know, in the past, obviously umpires would call this if you don't run in the box. Now we have the bigger bag at first base. No problem.
Well, that ball there hit his leg. Should be a foul ball. Wow, they missed that, huh? And here a closer look.
Oh, a little, yeah, right on the bottom. Good job, good camera work. Can't slip anything by our truck.
Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1. And there's 2. One more look at Jazz Chisholm.
Little ricochet, yes. Very subtle.
So here's Austin Wells. He's missing up and in the lefties, and you know what the Yankees are going to say? I don't care if you're doing it on purpose. You got to get better. Let's check out one of tonight's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. One or more home runs at plus 475 with Austin Wells.
Povich got Wells with that slider off the plate last time up.
A couple balls out on those high pitches on the road trip. And the pitch. 3-2.
He goes with a curveball there. Povich got a good curveball. Got to have that slider in the back of your mind if you're Wells, after you struck out on it last time.
And the payoff. Up the middle, right there is Henderson. And he gets Wells for the final out. No runs ahead, nobody left on base. The Yankee Stadium on a Friday night with the Yankees up 5-1. MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free, 24/7, confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. Go to the 4th inning on the Cadillac, Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard, 5-1 Yanks. Adley Rutschman will lead off. Rutschman, Alonso, and Basayo. And strike. Came back last week, Rutschman did, after missing 10 games with left ankle inflammation. Hit a grand slam yesterday against the Astros. Now Bryce Matthews almost robbed him, but the ball popped out of his glove as he crashed into the fence. Ground ball. Caballero gets to his feet, fires. Took a base hit away from Rutschman.
Now that's some range. No doubt as Jazz breaks behind. Watch where he starts. Good anticipation. You can see him get that little hop and then cheat that way. Dive to your feet. Got him.
Pete Alonso with a home run in the second. Fouls the first pitch off.
Just great anticipation before the. This starts with the sort of the pre-pitch routine where he gets a hop, he's got movement, he's cheating that way. That's what allowed him to make the play. Got down on the super shot.
Fly ball right field, on the run is Judge toward the line. Can't get there. That big body was moving, but he couldn't get there.
Big body is moving, and this is a tough part of the field because you can see there's a low bridge right there. As the wall goes down, and that part of the outfield wall really goes down low. You can see he sees it, he knows. Last thing you need is to see that 6'7", 282 body go over that low bridge right there into the net.
Alonso pops it up. Wells gives it a look. And it's out of play.
One thing that Will Warren has really improved this year is that two-seam fastball. It is moving like crazy. Diving, running. A lot more movement this year. It's got a good feel for it.
Shortstop gets rid of it quickly. 2-away. Now, Will Warren has 6 strikeouts. The 6 Yankee strikeouts brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
Coming right at you. Good four-seamer. Good changeup to the lefties. You know, he's had a good one, too, just to keep him honest. And then the sweeper's always there. And right on by. He's starting to mix his pitches up and get confidence in all of his pitches. Two-seamer, changeup, very good off of each other.
One and one on Basayo. We talk about mixing it up. 6 strikeouts, 3 on the change, 1 on the four-seam, 1 on the sinker, and 1 on the sweeper.
We're seeing a pitcher just come into his own right in front of our eyes. Confidence on the mound, his presence very much under control. Mixing all of his pitches much better than he ever has.
Popped up. Rosario makes the play. And Warren works a 1-2-3 inning as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. It'll be 9-1-2 in the Yankees order. Grisham, Goldschmidt, and Rice. Grisham doubled off the right field wall in the 2nd inning. Povich still in there, deals a strike. Suarez up again. Seventy pitches for Povich. High pop-up on the right side. Alexander puts it away. One down.
That was a big league pop-up right there. Major league pop-up.
The old line, home run in a silo.
Yes. Higher than it was as far.
Here's Goldschmidt. Walked and scored on Rice's home run in the second. Did he go? Nope. So the Yankees come into the game 20-11. Only one team in baseball has a better winning percentage. That's Atlanta at 20-10. Yankees are tied with Cincinnati and the Dodgers at 20-11. So the Yankees have the best record in the American League. They're 8th in runs scored per game, 1st in home runs. And they're 1st in starting pitcher ERA at 2.74. Ground ball left side. Mayo. 2 down. That'll bring up Ben Rice, and we take a look at the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
That's what you're supposed to do with a slider up and out over the plate. Benny Barrels, once again.
th home run for Rice. Grounded to Alonso. He flips to Povich, and Povich works a 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. We'll go to the 5th. Time for Name That Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 41-35, 3.95 ERA, 76 saves. Pitched for the Yankees, 86, 87, and 88. Orioles for a while. See the other teams. Howdy scoreboard 5-1. Yankees lead the O's. Fly ball left field. Bellinger makes the play. 1 down. Tavares. Outside, do you have any idea?
No, I'm racking my brain. Every time I see Pirates and Yankees, I keep thinking of Ed Whitson. Or Padres and Yankees, I mean, yeah. But I know that's not it. There might be a connection there, though.
He does not go. Another one to the left. Another put out by Bellinger.
I mean, anytime we can get Billy Martin into the broadcast in any way, that's a win, I think, right? Talk about him, tell a Billy story.
Is Billy in this?
No, I made him in it. I interjected him in it. Even though Ed Whitson's not the answer.
Right. If it's the guy I'm thinking about, I'm thinking big, bushy mustache. Five-1 Yankees, 4-run second inning. The difference in this game. In that inning, home runs by Caballero and Rice. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Warren. The end of 4.5, we're halfway through. Yankees up 5-1. Welcome back. Bottom of the 5th inning here at the stadium. Yankees lead this one 5-1. Now Judge has on some custom cleats today. A little suede action. And he used shoes in BP that actually feature his 2 dogs, Penny and Gus. Pretty cool. But Penny and Gus did not make the game wear. Albert Suarez, the new pitcher. Suarez was with the Orioles, designated for assignment Sunday, signed a minor league deal back with the O's on Thursday, then called up tonight when closer Ryan Helsley went on the IL with elbow inflammation. So another 3-2 count. Judge has walked and singled. And he strikes out against Suarez. 1 away.
He got him to swing through a high cutter. After all those fastballs, he sees fastball again and just a little out in front of that.
Oh, 0-1 on Bellinger. A couple of doubles for him. We told you coming into the game, last 8 games, just 4 for 29. And he had 2 hits and 12 at-bats against Texas. So starting the homestand in proper fashion with 2 doubles and 2 at-bats. Also picked up a ribby in the first, driving in Judge. Suarez once went 2,860 days between wins, which is the second longest stretch between wins by a starter in the last 70 years. Travis Blackley went 2,906 days. And that was from 2004 to 2012. Now, if you recognize the last name, his younger brother is the Braves reliever Robert Suarez. Led the National League with 40 saves last year in San Diego. And down goes Bellinger looking. Another great shot from RES view. High above Yankee Stadium. That looks like the view from 164th Street. On the other side is 161st. 1-1. Two and one on Rosario. 2 outs on 2 strikeouts. And Jazz just got a scouting report from Judge. Three and one. Three and two. Suarez had shoulder and elbow injuries, which limited him to only 5 games last year. Non-tendered, but re-signed with the Orioles on a minor league deal in December. Trying to strike out the side here in the 5th.
He's not known for being a strikeout pitcher either. He's kind of mix master. Average-ish fastball. Good control, though.
Last moment timeout. And it's a pitch clock violation, so he gets a walk the new-fashioned way. Took too much time. Jazz 1 for 2. Infield single his last time up. Struck out in the 2nd. 0-1. Bottom of the 5th inning, Yankees 5-1 over Baltimore. See the shortstop Henderson, more than shades up the middle. Jazz Chisholm. Caballero on deck.
We know that Jazz has been swinging the bat better. He's getting better pitches to hit, laying off of ones like he just took.
2-2.
Easier said than done. But generally speaking, hitters that control the strike zone and get better pitches to hit have better results.
Left field. Ward will put it away. And Suarez works a scoreless 5th inning as the Yankees strand 1. We'll go to the 6th.
Hey everybody, Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Astros and Red Sox at Fenway tonight. And Houston's 1-0 lead is gone. Jarren Duran with a 3-run shot to right. His 2nd homer of the season, and it snaps an 0 for 15 drought for Duran. They're in the top of the 6th at Fenway. Red Sox leading the Astros 3-1. Back to David Michael.
Thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. Nick Kurtz, 19 straight games with a walk, tied with Ted Williams for the 3rd longest streak all time. Brandon Woodruff placed on the IL today, right shoulder inflammation. And Ildemardo Vargas has a 24-game hit streak for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, that Vargas is a great story with the Diamondbacks. All those years in the minor leagues, finally gets his shot. Starts the season off with that kind of a streak.
Caballero. One away. That's the longest hitting streak to start a season since Ron LaFleur in 1976. That was with the Tigers. And that's another great story. A guy that was in jail.
Yes.
And got a second chance playing for the Tigers. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Strike three. Let's check out the pitching decisions presented by Sage.
When you talk about movement, the changeup bottom drops out of it. The sinker just diving down and in. The sweeper, that had 19 inches of horizontal movement on it. I'm really impressed with this sinker. The movement he's getting on it. The confidence he has in it.
One and one.
It really is a 1-2 punch between the four-seam fastball, that one he just threw that was straight and has right to it, and the two-seamer. And you see that's what leads to all those called third strikes. The different subtle little nuance of movement. He's back and forth. Right here's a prime example. Went two-seamer, four-seamer, two-seamer. And got a funny swing there from Ward. Last time up, he struck him out with that two-seamer down and in. He can go either way now. He can throw the sweeper or back in with the two-seamer.
Two and two. Ward, Rushman, and Alonso against Warren. About to throw his 80th pitch of the night. And that's going to be challenged by Wells. He thought it was strike three.
I think he's right. Once again, that two-seam sinker runs back to the outside corner. I think Wells got it.
You're right, and he's right. 1-2-3 and a good challenge by Wells. As Caballero leads off here in the sixth, we take a look at his second inning home run. The exit velocity presented by Spectrum, 108.5 off the bat. Oh, a long way. So 1 for 2 for Caballero. Now, Meredith, you had an opportunity to talk to Caballero before the game.
And Michael, as we know, a decision is going to be made on Anthony Volpe on Sunday. Caballero was asked whether or not he worries about what that might mean for him. And he said, look, that's not my decision. I'm just worried about going out there and helping the team in any way possible. He said, my job is to stay in the moment, continue to play hard, and help this team in any way that I can. When he was asked if he feels as though he's benefited from playing the same position every day, he said, yes, I've been able to focus. It allows me to get a lot more reps in when I'm out there practicing before the game, but did say he's comfortable playing anywhere, whatever the Yankees choose, as long as his name is in the lineup. He's happy.
It's going to be a tricky decision. Whichever decision is made, somebody is going to be unhappy. But it's one of those things that they go, oh, it's a good problem. It's still a problem.
Well, the overall depth of the Yankees, certainly very impressive. We haven't even talked about George Lombard and his hot start and being moved up to AAA as well. The kid's a player. It's just a matter of when, not if, when he gets his chance in the big leagues too. Spencer Jones hit another home run today. He's got 8 down there, so. Yankees have options, which is great.
Swing and a miss. Caballero down on strikes.
Suarez kind of lulls you to sleep. You know he has a good changeup and good breaking stuff, and next thing you know, he sneaks one right by you. He knows what he's doing out there.
There's Austin Wells, 0 for 2. You know, the depth that you're talking about, the bench on the big league level, the good young talent they have at the minor league level, you could see in the first month plus of the season, Yankees operating with an urgency, some might call it, you know, no worrying about feelings. You know, Luis Gil has 4 bad starts, he gets sent down. Elmer Rodriguez looks good in the minors, he gets a call up. George Lombard Jr. hits well at AA, let's promote him to AAA. And we've seen a lot of that. Brian McMahon struggling against lefties. Rosario's the third baseman against lefties. And I think we've seen that more, and maybe because of the fact, you know, Boone has more toys to play with up at the big league level now. And whichever decision you make and wherever you go, you're not really taking a lesser player off the bench. They're all very good. And they serve purposes against certain types of pitching. We'll see if that stays in play, and it does. Nice play by Mayo. I think you could also look at the first base situation as, okay, Goldschmidt came here to play against left-handers at first base, but you know what? Ben Rice has been great, and he's playing all the time. And, you know, feelings are secondary. They really are.
The improvement that Ben Rice has made against left-handed pitching is just night and day. He just made another leap in his game. Goldschmidt is the ultimate insurance, too, when Stanton goes down. Now you've got him to slide in, play first base. Ben Rice can DH like tonight.
One, 1-2 on Grisham. Doubled and scored in the second. Popped to second in the fourth. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Yankees lead 5-1.
Back in '96, you know, we had a bench with Darryl Strawberry and Tim Raines, veteran guys who knew their roles and were happy with it. That's kind of how I see this with Rosario and certainly Goldschmidt. Veterans on the bench, they're here for one reason: they want to win. You have veteran guys on your bench that know their roles and that uplift everybody like Goldschmidt and Rosario do. Boy, that is gold for me. That's how you build clubhouse chemistry.
Two. 3-2. Another sky-high pop-up. Piercing the clouds and ending up in the glove of Henderson. Yankees go down in order, and we'll go to the 7th. All right, Mel, what do I say?
How about that?
It's on Adley Rushman. In high school, he set the Oregon State record by kicking a 63-yard field goal. The apparently nicknamed as the Clam Whisperer due to his skill at finding mollusks in the mud during Oregon summer retreats. And his go-to song at karaoke is I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. And David, we're not going to need any analysis from you on this one, right?
Backstreet Boys, they were good. They're back in concert, too, aren't they?
Yeah,
Backstreet Boys?
How about that?
Thanks, Bob.
That's it.
Rushman will lead off against Warren. Ford scoreboard, Yankees lead 5-1. Well, Warren is following in the footsteps of the other starters. Yankees came into this game with a 2.74 starting pitcher ERA. Best in baseball. There's one out. There's Rosario, retires Rushman. Game's a lot easier when your starting pitcher shuts down the other team.
Yeah, when they throw strikes.
Yep.
They're constantly on the attack. And that is really kind of the common theme for the first month of the season. This Yankee pitching staff pounding the strike zone. Will Warren following suit tonight.
Really made one mistake, and Alonso hit it into the second deck in right field.
He's 15 for 18 on his sinker throwing strikes. 15 strikes out of 18 times he's thrown it.
And Michael, you guys were talking about the depth that this team has on the bench. Well, they're also going to have some depth when it comes to starting pitching. Carlos Rodon is set to make a rehab start on Tuesday with the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. That could be his last time out before returning here to the majors, depending on how that goes and how that feels. Last time out, he threw 75 pitches, went 5 1/3, struck out 8 in the process. When I spoke to Rodon today, he said he felt like the ball was really coming out of his hand well. He feels good in the build-up process, and more importantly, he feels healthy. Garrett Cole is also going to make a rehab start with Hudson Valley on Tuesday. He probably will need several more, Michael, but 2 more very good options when it comes to that Yankees rotation.
Yeah, to think that it could be better than it's been is pretty amazing. 2-2. 3-2. And he walked him. That's his first walk and 9 strikeouts. Fernando Cruz will get up. Basayo's 0 for 2. And he's going to challenge that strike call.
The batter is challenging the call to strike.
And he was right.
Ball was overturned. Baltimore is challenging that.
He was right by a lot.
Shows you how good Wells is at framing that low pitch.
You know, one of the funny things you see if you go watch youth baseball now, Little League games, kids are tapping the top of their helmet, making umpires crack up. They copy everything big leaguers do instead of just tapping their helmet.
So good.
Last season, 31 games at 165. Then signed an 8-year extension. Which a lot of people kind of raise an eyebrow. Well, Adley Rutschman was former first pick, and this guy is essentially a catcher. Three and two on Basayo. In the center field, on the run is Grisham, and the ball gets by him. Alonso will go to third. Moving to second is Basayo, and it's second and third for the Orioles with one man out here in the seventh.
We could just see this ball from up here slicing away from Grisham, and then took a big hop on him. Big high hop.
Going to be a single and an E8, and that's going to be it for Will Warren. 6 in the third innings, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. He'll get a nice hand. Cruz will come on second and third and 1 out. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Ford stores, proud to be the official SUV of the Yankees, and by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. Big crowd here at Yankee Stadium on this Friday evening. Yankees lead 5-1, but the Orioles threatening. Second and third, 1 man out, and they bring in Fernando Cruz. Like to bring in Cruz when they're looking for a strikeout, strand that runner at third base. So he'll face Dylan Beavers. Warren, a very interested observer. Infield's back. They'll give up a run on a ground ball. Trade the out for the run. The only one that is in is Rosario. Alonso does not have great speed at first. Now Rosario in on the grass at third base. One-on-one. Yankee bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Yesterday was an off day, but they were using Cruz for the 3rd time in 4 days. And I'm sure they'd like to stay away from Hedrick. The others look as if they're in play. There's that pitch, 1-2.
Tremendous movement.
Did he go? Nope.
Boy, he wanted to. What a good job of holding up.
This is the 5th game in 8 days for Cruz. Back to Cruz. He's going. Oh, he thought about coming home. Now takes the out at first. As Alonso scores, Basayo moves to third, and Yankees lead 5-2.
See if Will Warren smiling. He wanted to reach out there and grab Fernando Cruz and say, hey, get the out at first. The last thing you want to do is take a chance here at home and lead to a big inning. That's a tag play at home, not a force. Yeah, get the out.
Well, maybe he's thinking, get the out at home so you can save me an earned run.
Yeah. Get the out at first and save me a win.
Here's Leody Taveras. Right field. Judge toward the line will put it away, and that'll do it. One run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead this one 5-2. But we'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise? Remove your caps and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Specialist Thomas Buono of New Hartford, New York, who served in Vietnam. The Yankees say thank you, Thomas, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her. Throw the light with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Dave, Bob, and Jack with you on the pregame. Your key was power and patience, and that paid off for the Yanks.
Yeah, the Yankees provided the power against Povich, and then you had some precision as well, Bob, and for that we're going to Will Warren. 9 strikeouts, only 1 walk. You look at the sinker, the sweeper, the changeup, and the four-seamer. On a Friday night in New York City, Will Warren was Sir Mix-a-Lot.
We're going to mix it up on the postgame coming up. Meredith Barakovich will join us. Reaction from Warren, Boone, and a lot more. See you then, guys.
Well, thank you, guys. 5-7-1 for the Yanks, 2-3-0 for the Orioles. Povich went 4. Alonso with a home run to the second deck and right. Will Warren pitched another really good game. And Ben Rice, a 3-run home run, is 11th. Now, the run that scored in the 7th because of the error by Grisham, the official score said the runner would not have gone to third if not for the error. So that run is, in fact, unearned on Will Warren's ledger. So he's given up 1 earned run in 6 1/3 innings. Well, Suarez has pitched well, facing the top of the order here. One and one. Fly ball right field. Beavers. 1 out.
Yeah, I think Austin Wells and Will Warren were excellent tonight together. I think Wells calls a great game. He got him to mix his pitches better. One of the best sweepers we've seen Will Warren had. He had 6 swing and misses on that pitch.
Last 3 starts have really been good for Warren.
He's just making a leap every time out. More confidence, better mix.
So for Warren now, with the 1 run in 6 1/3 innings, David, he has a 2.39 ERA. 10th best in the majors. Pretty good. 30.3% strikeout rate. 6th best in the majors.
And a well below average walk rate as well.
And the Yankees have a pitching staff that does get swings and misses. So Schlittler is 4th in strikeout percentage. Weathers is 10th. And we just told you Warren is 6th.
Yeah, their pitchers strike you out and they don't walk a lot, and their batters walk a lot and hit homers. It's a pretty good combination.
Yeah. Get Weathers tomorrow. Get Fried on Sunday. Get Schlittler on Monday, the 4th game of the series. Alexander, 2 away. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to t2t.org. That guy's itching to get back and be part of this. And that guy's probably first back. And as Meredith said earlier, and Boone pretty much said before the game, one more rehab start for sure for Rodon. After that, maybe one more. So he's up to 75 pitches. Jump off 10. It would be 85. But those are 2 pretty good veteran pitchers they had. Fans, go to @YesNetwork on X and vote for the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. Is it number 1, Max Fried? This guy, number 2, Aaron Judge, or number 3, Cam Schlittler? One, 2. Still 1 and 2. About a 41,239 on this Friday evening. Yankees trying to pick up their 21st win. So through the month of April, Judge with 12 home runs. So the single game record or single record for the Yankees through April is still Alex Rodriguez with 14. It's amazing how many times you look up at the board and it counts 3-2.
Yes.
Amazing how many times he walks. And that'll bring up Bellinger against Suarez. Couple of doubles for Cody, and he struck out looking last time up. Bellinger's double in the first drove home Judge to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Then Alonso hit a home run in the top of the second inning to tie the game. Then Caballero's home run in the bottom of the second gave the Yankees a lead. They have not looked back. They scored 4 that inning to go up 5-1, and the Orioles just got 1 in the 7th. Two and 1 on Bellinger. Three and 1. Runner goes. Ball gets away. I think it was ball 4, so all for naught as Bellinger worked the walk. So 2 straight walks by Suarez. And that brings up Rosario. Not quite sure what this discussions about. Now, Boone has two lefties on the bench, Escara and McMahon. You could send McMahon up, and McMahon would probably go in and play third to tighten up the defense in the late innings, but he's going with Rosario, staying with him against the righty. Also has a switch hitter, Dominguez, who's a much better hitter from the left side. One and one. Judge at second, Bellinger's at first. A couple of 2-out walks. And there's a base hit to center field. Judge rounds third. He's coming home. He'll score. So they stay with Rosario, and he comes through an RBI single, and it's 6-2 Yanks.
Well, Rosario is rewarded with this at-bat because he's been productive. And he, in turn, rewards Aaron Boone for the decision. I mean, nowadays, they look at pitch path and bat path. It's not about, I'm 4 for 12 against the guy or what the numbers are. It's more about path and matchups. And Suarez not really a nasty righty on right-handed batters. And Rosario all over that pitch.
Conference on the mound with Chisholm waiting at home plate.
I just love Rosario's energy for this team. He's just such a positive influence on the bench when he plays. Upbeat. He's always mixing it up with the team. Teammates love him. High energy guy. Great in a clubhouse.
That was just his 14th RBI too, so he's come through for them. Now Judge scored, and that was Judge's 900th career run, and that ties Jorge Posada for 19th in Yankees history. Foul back here. One on Jazz Chisholm. Two and one. On Jazz. On the count 3-2, so the runners will go. First and second, 2 outs, and a 3-2 count. And that's ball 4. Bases are loaded for Caballero. And Albernaz, the manager of the Orioles, is going to take the ball from Suarez. So he goes to the bullpen. Yankees up by 4. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. By Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. David, how do you think that Earl Weaver and Billy would do in today's baseball world?
I could definitely see both of them going down and just smashing iPads, just stomping on them,
or somebody holding an iPad. But I don't think that they might not get jobs in today's world. As great as they were.
The days of making decisions, by the seat of your pants or by a hunch are kind of over.
There's Tyler Wells. Oh and 1. The 6'8" Tyler Wells. That's why he wears number 68. 31 years old. Check swing, fouled away. Wells was out from April 2024 to last September because of elbow surgery, but he has a 3.18 ERA in 13 games with 5 straight scoreless appearances. They need him to get Caballero as the Yankees have the bases loaded. Fouled away. Wells has started, pitched out of the bullpen. He said he likes relieving. He said, I want the pressure, I want the fire. Got it here. Bases loaded. Yankees, they're looking for more. Yankees have 8 hits and Orioles 3. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Doval and Blackburn warming up side by side in front of Preston Claiborne. Driven deep to left field. Ward back, still back. And he makes the play on the back pedal for the final out. The Yankees get a run. They leave the bases loaded. We go to the 8th. Now it's time to name that Yankee. Those are the clues. Big bushy mustache, won a national championship in basketball and a World Series. Tim Stoddard. Let's go to the ball. Check out some of Tim's work. Well, when he was at the Orioles, that number looked really small. And Jeff Nelson's number with the Yanks. Only player to win an NCAA Division I basketball title and a World Series. With the Yankees 10-6, 4.39 in 109 games. And he appeared in the movie Big and Rookie of the Year. I don't know what he did in Big. I can't recall. Well, the new pitcher for the Yankees is Camilo Doval, and they will send up a pinch hitter from Mayo. It's Colton Cowser. I'm told he threw the pitch in Big, where Tom Hanks hit the foul or caught the foul ball.
Remember the apartment in Big down in Soho,
yes.
The big loft where they had the trampoline? That was a great apartment.
See Ryan McMahon take over at third. And that move, David, further illuminates what they think of Rosario in that spot because they knew they were bringing McMahon for defense.
It's a great point. They liked the matchup with Suarez, and they were right.
1-2. I say this all the time when he pitches. I don't know how Doval gives up runs, so tell me how it happens.
Well, it's a command. Confidence and command and conviction. Being able to just throw the ball over the plate more. Get in a position where you can use your slider and get swings and misses.
Because his stuff is so filthy.
Yes, I know. He moves like crazy. He doesn't have that real big grinding fastball up in the zone. It's more of a cut fastball. So he's better with the sinker and slider, actually.
And a strikeout looking.
Right there is the pitch that showed so much promise early in the year. That two-seamer, almost like a one-liner sinker, and you could see right on the inside corner. And he's thrown some sinkers early in the year that just exploded at home plate. Almost a new kind of a grip or a look for him. We'll see if he can harness that and keep it going.
And the pitch to Blaze Alexander is low. One. Chopped slowly, and a foul ball.
You know, one thing about Doval, Michael, that when you watch him pitch, mechanically speaking, he really starts from a closed stance and gets a lot of rotation in his delivery, almost lands open. In order to get where he's landing with his plant leg, there's a lot of rotation there, which can lead to too much side-to-side movement.
Swing and a miss. Two-way.
Couple of nasty sinkers and 101-mile-an-hour cutter right there. You can see the grip on the side of the ball. As good as it gets. Now you see the rotation, a lot of rotation, and then to an open landing spot. That's something that you have to monitor and manage.
There's Gunnar Henderson. 0-1. Shattered bat. And they get Henderson. And that's the kind of inning that gets you excited about Camilo Doval. 1, 2, 3 to go to the bottom of the 8th. Well, kickoff Memorial Day weekend at Yankee Stadium on Friday, May 22nd, when the Yankees take on the Rays. It's Giancarlo Stanton basketball jersey night. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Giancarlo Stanton basketball jersey, courtesy of State Farm. Tickets going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Austin Wells takes a strike as we start at the bottom of the 8th. Jeremiah Jackson takes over at second base. Blaze Alexander moves to third.
Speaking of basketball jerseys, the Knicks look pretty good, huh?
Wow.
That's how you finish off a series right there.
Game was over in the second quarter. So look at these numbers on Doval, David. 11 in the third innings, 13 strikeouts and 2 walks. So he has a 52% ground ball rate as well. This, when you have an inning like that, you can dream big on that. And he has reached those heights when he's with the Giants.
And they've worked hard on him with his sinker. He's got a new tweak on his grip. Almost a Mel Stoudemire one-line sinker, as we saw in that great shot from our camera.
David, what do you mean by a one-line sinker?
It's a little variation on a sinker grip.
Right.
Gets the seams oriented right to make it dive. You could sort of use a little bit of seam shifted wake, the theory behind that. I mean, all that really is getting the seam spinning the right way on the axis. That will create drag. When the seams hit the wind, it will create drag and more movement that way.
Do the seams, when they're spinning, look like one line? Is that
they can? Yeah, absolutely. When you get it just right, you can see the sort of the one line spinning.
2-2. 3-2.
Mel Stoudemire was an expert at grips and making the ball move and sink, and he learned from Whitey Ford, and those guys just could really make the ball dance and move. Sometimes with a little help and some scuffs along the way.
That one's looped into center field. It's going to be a base hit. Neither Henderson or Tavares could get there. So a single for Wells. Hey, tomorrow afternoon on Yes, Yankees and the Orioles play Game 2 here in the Bronx. FanDuel pregame coverage starts at 1 with first pitch scheduled for 1:35 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Bednar and Bird, it's not a save situation, so we'll determine Boone's comfort level on who he goes to. I think if they put a couple on the board here, it'll definitely be Bird.
Yeah, that's classic double barrel in the ninth. If the Yankees score some more runs, then you have one option. If it stays at 4, then you have your closer.
Right field. Beavers puts it away. Goldschmidt with a high fly ball, fairly deep left. Ward makes the play, tagging is Wells, but he just draws the throw. Well, later tonight, don't miss a new episode of The Stadium and get a close-up look at the Yankees' new high-resolution scoreboard. Plus, go behind the scenes of the home opener pregame festivities. That's tonight after Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. With Ben Rice, big 3-run home run in the second inning. Changed the whole tenor of the game with that swing. Gave the Yankees and Warren a lot of breathing room. Grounded. Through for a base hit, another hit for Ben Rice. Wells stops at second. Another multi-hit night for Ben Rice.
We'll get another look. Got it down towards the trademark more. He got jammed a little bit, but he's so strong. He stayed through that pitch. Even though he got jammed, he got it up the middle.
So here's Judge. 1 for 2 and a couple of walks. And a couple of runs scored. You know, we told you about Judge's numbers for his career against the Orioles of 51 home runs. Last year, he had 391, 6 home runs, and 13 runs batted in. Good pitch on the curveball. 1-2. Judge with his patented 2-strike timeout.
Did he grab a rock and throw it?
He didn't that time, which is unusual. That's usually a part of it. Came back with the same pitch. That one did not clip the outside corner. A little bit low. So what do you say, David? Another 3-2?
Another 3-2.
All right, so it's 2-2 now. No, instead of base hit. Wells rounds third. He's coming home. He'll score. It's an RBI single for Judge. And the Yankees now lead by 5, 7-2. Well, the 4 previous trips he went full count. This time he didn't. He jumped on this pitch and got a base hit.
Tried to sneak a piece of cheese by him. No can do. Got on top of that high pitch.
'21st ribby for Judge. Now, is the 5 enough to sit down Bednar? It is.
There's your answer.
Rice at second, Judges at first. 7-11-1 for the Yanks, 2-3-0 for the Orioles. And down goes Bellinger. That'll do it for the Yankees. But they score a run, 3 hits, leave 2. We go to the 9th inning. Time for Bird. Well, fans, Yankee games on Yes are streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download and sign into the Gotham Sports app now and check out all the great Yankees content, including pregame features, postgame sound, podcast, and much more. Taylor Ward leads off against Jake Bird.
The catcher is challenging the call of ball.
And that was called the ball, so it's going to be challenged by Austin Wells. Austin on a roll, so that call is reversed.
Return, New York has 2 challenges remaining.
Nice pick-me-up for his pitcher. And it's right.
First pitch of the 9th.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
So he's challenged 24. And overturned 15. The Major League average is 61% for catchers. Strike 3. Great pitch. Ward down looking. He strikes out 3 times tonight, Ward does. Well, fans, stay tuned after the final out for tonight's WB Mason Yankees postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry will have highlights and analysis. Meredith Morakovitz gets player interviews in the clubhouse, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. And if you're wondering about Wells's percentage, he's at 63%, so above the league average. Pitch to Rushman. Breaking ball inside, 1-0. Adley is 0 for 3. There's a strike.
In defensive run saved, the Yankees have 3 players at the top of their position. Wells, the catcher, has 5 defensive runs saved. Bellinger in left with 6, and Caballero at short.
1-2.
The catcher, the shortstop, and the left fielder are all, right now, according to that metric, the best of their position defensively. And Austin Wells has done a great job with Will Warren tonight, calling the game. I think he is just getting better and better at handling pitchers, calling games. We know he's a good framer. That was the best mix we've seen from Will Warren in his young career was tonight. He and Wells just worked exceptionally well together.
And the Yankees hold on. Will Warren will get the victory. He'll go to 4-0. Plenty of reason to smile. Right back to Bird. 2 down. That'll bring up Alonso. We take a look at it on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud. The home run in the second inning went into the second deck. 107.6 exit velocity, and it traveled 367 feet. So Alonso 1 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored. So he scored both Oriole runs. If the Yankees hold on to win, the Yankees would improve to 9-2 in series openers with 6 straight wins and 5-0 in home series openers. It's a good way to start a series.
They're in every game because of their pitching. Their starting pitching keeps them in every game.
Had a lot of movement on it. Looked like it was headed to Alonso and then just missed the inside corner. That time it was a strike. He's got a lot of movement on his pitches.
22 inches of horizontal movement on that slider, that sweeper.
And the pitch. Foul back. Stays alive. Bird started the season with the Yankees, ran into some trouble. They sent him down. And then he got the call up. Didn't seem like it was going to be for a long while, but if he keeps pitching the way he's pitching, he's not going back down.
Well, stylistically speaking, he's a good complement to Fernando Cruz, who has that forkball that he throws, and Bird has the sweeper. So they can both be tough in their own right, but especially right-handed batters, Bird could be tough on.
That one just missed. So Alonso works a walk. And Wells is going to challenge that. I think that was a what the hell challenge. They still have one challenge left. The Orioles have both of their challenges left. So here's Basayo. They're not holding Alonso on. He's going to take off. He does. 1-0. And takes off the third. They'll make it there. A strike. One and one. Right field on the run is Judge, and the Yankees win 7-2. Will Warren, another strong performance, goes to 4-0. Another home run by that young man, Ben Rice. A ribby by Aaron Judge. All is good in Yankee land as they pick up their 21st victory against 11 losses.
It started on the mound. Will Warren was on point with all of his pitches tonight. Put the Yankees in a position to win the game. Their bullpen came over and closed it out. He keeps getting better and better with every start.
Pretty impressive. He is staking his claim. No matter who comes up or off the IL, I want to keep getting the ball every 5 days. We'll come back. Awards post-game after that. Now the Chevy player of the game, David.
Well, it's on the mound, and it's Will Warren, who was in complete control all night long. He got whiffs with all of his pitches. Sweepers, changeups, two-seamers, four-seamers. He was in complete control. And a man of confidence on the mound.
And he goes to 4-0. Povich took the loss at 2 hours and 41 minutes. Alonso accounted for both Oriole runs, and Warren was outstanding. And we mentioned 9-2 record for the Yankees in series openers this season. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the W.B. Mason post-game show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Jared Haynes Boston. Join us again tomorrow as the Yankees and the Orioles continue this 4-game series in the Bronx. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 1:30. Once again, the final score: the Yankees 7 and the Orioles 2. For David Cohn and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Now let's go to Bob Lyons and Jack Curry, standing by in our Yes Network studios with the post-game show. Guys?